Now, as we continue to talk about the purpose of your speech, why you're speaking, one of the most basic of the main types of speeches is an informative speech. An informative speech is designed primarily to present information. You're not asking anyone to do anything with the information, you just want them to learn something about it. So you're trying to convey the information in a way that's interesting, that's compelling, that keeps people's interest, and that they can remember. That's the key to an informative speech is you want your audience to remember the information. So there are some tips to do that. There's the rule of primacy. People remember the first thing that they hear. So the thing that you want them to remember the most should probably be the first thing you tell them. People remember things that they hear multiple times. Rule of repetition. So the more times you bring something up, the more times you repeat information, the more likely it is someone is going to remember something. There's the rule of repetition. People remember things that they hear multiple times. So the more often you repeat something, the more likely it is that someone is going to remember it. The rule of three. But you thought it was going to be the rule of repetition again. And maybe it should be, but it's already in your mind. And the reason that you're thinking the rule of repetition is because of the rule of three. People remember things that they hear in threes. And that means that if you're going to repeat something, repeating it three times makes sense. Also, if you limit yourself to three main topics or three main points, people have a better chance of remembering those as well. So the rule of three goes right along with all of these other rules. And of course, the last one is the rule of recency. People remember the last thing that they hear, just like they remember the first thing that they hear. So if you didn't put your most important point as your first main topic, make sure it's your last main topic. I still recommend having your most important as the first one because they remember the first thing that they hear, and you can have your audience remembering it by using the rule of repetition and the rule of three to kind of bring that main point in a few other times as you go. But the rule of recency is important that people will remember the last thing they hear. With those three rules in place, you are ready for your informative speech topic and conveying information. Just remember to try to keep it nice and interesting. A little bit of humor never hurts.